Greetings, fellow Get-to-Lalians. Jeff Weinberger coming at you here with a new tutorial. I'd like to continue our great chords of the 70s series, very 70s chords, with a song by Seals and Crofts. It's called Summer Breeze. It was around 1972, 1973. I remember it distinctly as a kid, hearing it on the radio, huge hit. So the very first chord being E minor. So we've got our E minor chord, 0, 2, 2, 0, 0, 0. This is the intro, by the way. And you're going to pick your low E string and then your A string separate. Then strum the other four strings for your E minor. And that leads to a C chord. And C being X32010, common C chord, cowboy, cowgirl chord. We all know it. So E minor to C. A little bit of picking there. Strum the rest. Strum the whole C chord. Now I have a songbook here. It's Hal Leonard Publishing, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, publisher of written music in the world. Hal Leonard, Songbook of the 70s, Songs of the 70s, the Decade series. Well, it says E minor 7 to A minor 7, even though it sounds like on the record that it's E minor to C. They're saying E minor 7 to A minor 7. That's kind of interesting. That's nice. So I will let you decide. I like E minor to C. That just sounds closer to what I grew up with hearing on the radio. It sounds like it to me. But if the songbook has that, that's cool too. So, geez, it's hard to decide. But I'm going with the E minor to C, and I'll stick with that. So that's going to be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times in the intro. But during that, after 2 times, they have that little riff in there. That riff is played by multiple instruments, including electric piano. But you've heard it. It's... and that recurs throughout the tune. Let's learn that. It's the 9th fret on your G string, the note E. It's the 8th fret on your B string, the note G. And the 10th fret on your high E string, the note D. That kind of gives you an E minor 7 chord, hence why maybe in the songbook they say E minor 7. The result of those notes is E minor 7. But that might not necessarily be what those guys were strumming on their guitars. Next note is 7th fret on your E string, that's the note B. A on the B string, that's 10th fret. G on the B string, that is 8th fret. F sharp on the B string, that's 7th fret. And then finally E, D, E. And that's on your G string, your 9th and 7th frets. I like to slide up to that E at the end, but they don't necessarily do that. I don't know. I haven't listened to it closely enough to tell you that, but that's just what I like to do. That's how I like to kind of put my own spin on their melody, how to interpret it and add some feeling to it. Up to you if you want to do that or not, that slide. All right, so that's the little lick there. And then we get into the verse, which is in E major, interestingly enough. They get away from E minor, and they start on an E major chord. And it goes like this. It's E, G, D, A, the famous Hey Joe chord progression, but lots of other songs use it too. And then at that point, it goes back to the E major to A minor 7, according to this book, or according to my ears, C major 7. So let's see which sounds better, the book or my way. Let's see. That's cool. That's what the book says. C major 7. That's pretty good too. A minor 7. Either one could work. So there's like pretty good subject to talk about, and that some songbooks are not accurate, and some people's ears are not accurate. And so you have to split the difference. You have to figure out, well, at what point do I trust my ear and my ability to hear chord qualities? And at what point do I trust songbooks? How accurate are they? Who did the songbook? Who's the editor? Who's the publisher, etc.? YouTube tutorials like this one. Do you trust the guy or the girl making the video? Are they giving you the right information? I saw somebody else's tutorial on this song, and they said it was C major 7. And it sounded good when he did it. It's beautiful. A minor 7 is also beautiful. One other piece of advice I have for you is listen to the bass. If you can hear a bass on the recording, or if you boost the bass so you can really hear it come out, what's the bass player playing? If the bass player is playing a C note, chances are it's probably a C chord. And if the bass player is playing an A note, chances are it's probably an A minor 7 chord. So you decide. I will let you decide. I report, you decide. All right, so here we go. We have that verse going like this. Or, I hate to be so non-committal there, but I do want to give you two options and let you decide for yourself. I'll give you a good chance to test your ears and see what your ears hearing, if it's accurate.